Like I say, I'm pretty sure. I mean, like I say, the Maltese Falcon was hot to the touch. That's one of the things. One of the Maltese Falcon was hot to the touch. There was a gold one, there was a silver one, and there was a titanium one, and also a uranium one. That was somewhat depleted uranium, not completely. It was depleted uranium in the fact that it stopped being red hot. Originally, the Maltese Falcon, or the one that we had, was literally just red hot. It was uranium or whatever that cooled down. I'm pretty sure. Like I don't really know the exact full extent of it, but basically it was very dangerous to be around. Like if you were spent days or weeks or months around it, you would lose your hair and die, and be sterile. And at Harvard or Yale or someplace, the guys were noticing that they were sterile. Like I said, they had made a movie for me, and like I say, they requested a few relics or a few gold things, and I gave it to them, and then they were coming back lead or something like that, and or whatever. But anyway, whatever. The point was though that basically a radioactive Maltese Falcon was given to them. It's one way to track people, because they were saying that it was this person or that person or it was gone or whatever, and basically they had melted it down and basically replaced it with lead ones, or not even. It was some sort of cheap metal basically, whatever they could scrape together basically, and basically they melted down the gold or just stole them pretty much. But like whatever, they're just there were some big ones. There were some like life size or full size ones like that were like 6 feet tall. Basically, they got a fair amount of gold out of it, pretty much. But mostly the small ones is what I had. So, and one of the things they requested or got their hands on was basically a uranium Maltese Falcon, somewhat depleted, but still highly radioactive and very dangerous. Anyway, though, and later on, I think at the frat they had people shaving their head, so it looked like because well, I mean, or they just lost their hair. I mean, you'd walk into the room and people talked about it too. I mean, I don't know why they removed all evidence of it. It's like you guys did it, and I don't know why you tried to cover it up. You lost your hair. It was pretty obvious. Like people at the school were dying like crazy, and and they were denying that they had anything or had it. And basically, Germans went in there and went, "Ah, this is the problem. Your bird is radioactive." We were wondering what happened to it. Like I said, they kept lying about it. They kept on saying, "We didn't steal nothing. We didn't take it. We don't know where it is. Somebody must have grabbed it." And they're like, and I think we were actually looking for it more because the fact that we knew it was dangerous. And it's like, well, people are going to die. Like, yeah, right. You're bluffing. Blah blah blah. Anyway, they had it on a shelf in their dorm. Thought it was something valuable. They couldn't really melt it down or anything because, like I say, it's kind of like titanium. You could apply a blowtorch to it and it won't do nothing. you know, you put it in a fire. They tried sawing it, I think, and there were I think they said they did find saw marks on it or something like that. They tried sawing it with a saw blade so they could saw it up into pieces that they could sell or something like that. And anyway, they they had gotten a gold one and a silver one that were, I think, more or less pure silver and pure gold, or close to it. Very, 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 very pure gold. And they had made coins or whatever, or gotten some metal and then mixed it in with it, and basically made coins or something out of it, or something. And they had run off, with the money, and made this really crappy movie called The Maltese Falcon, which is basically like 5 scenes of people basically talking, and pretty much it was just them going and having sex with some girls that were going to make a movie or something with them, and they're pretending to be big shot movie producers or whatever. And they had this gold Maltese Falcon that they were going to make the movie around, and a silver one. And I didn't really know that much about it myself because, I mean, I had loaned them the Maltese Falcon. They had gotten it from Germany, actually. The Maltese Falcon actually German or some countries, basically. And pretty much, it was like a couple 100 years old or something like that, considered a relic. Anyway, it was mine. And LS, manufacturing, mining. Anyway, I had lots of gold stuff and lots of stuff. Anyway, though, I also had a lot of uranium and other things, titanium as well. So anyway, so they never gave it back, and they kept the reactive one, or some for some reason or something. Anyway, we were asking for it, and we wanted it back. But anyway, though, and I think they kept the titanium one. They basically kept all four of them and basically gave us back lead copies or something. So anyway, and then they sold some to the public, whatever, saying that blah blah blah, gave some away. So other people had the Maltese Falcon because we put in the paper that we were looking for it, that it was important that somebody tell us about it. So everyone and their brother was going, "Oh yeah, I've seen the Maltese Falcon," and they have videos of black people going, "The Maltese Falcon," or whatever. It was a movie. It was actually the Falcon or whatever. It was a bird or whatever. Anyway, it was actually a German relic, or some relic. Anyway, we were looking for it because we knew one of them was radioactive and was dangerous, and that somehow they had gotten it. Anyway, they just put it on the thing. Anyway, yeah, uranium is actually depleted uranium is actually a very dense metal, as most people know, and very hard, and also somewhat reactive, depending. There's quite a bit of it floating around. It takes a couple million years actually for uranium to actually become less radioactive. It becomes, I think it was, after a million years, it becomes less radioactive. But pretty much, I think uranium just gets more and more reactive, and it causes, real uranium basically will possibly cause other matter around it to become radioactive. Like if you take a pile of uranium or a pile of radioactive material and you mix it up, basically, it'll start to get hot and it'll start to steam and it'll start to do this stuff. And basically, like in Windscale, what they used to do is they said they had piles. And basically what this is they're taking uranium in large masses and they're putting it on this pile. And basically it would start to get hot or whatever. And then you get these little metal bits out. And they would pull out the metal bits and they would mix it around more and more and more. And it gets hot and whatever. That's how they first discovered uranium, is basically these little metal bits. I mean, a better way is basically to heat it up and actually foundry it. And basically what you get at the bottom is uranium or whatever. Anyway, there's ways of making, you can make almost anything. Like you can make this become radioactive. I forget how it works exactly. Like I say, I don't really remember how it works. But basically it's very dangerous. Really dangerous. Like everybody at Windscale, over 5,000 people or something like that died. Within, like I say, they were losing one person a day. A person would go to work and by Friday he would be dead at Windscale. Anyway. And no one could even get near the piles without dying. Like I said, there were 4 barriers behind the thing, because I had actually built the facility, or I did have some knowledge of it. The Germans had built it as a radioactive test, and we were going to mess around with it with really careful stuff. And then, once we discovered and we realized what it was, we were like, whoa, get back. That's it. Case closed. And I closed it down. But somebody was thinking, and they're smarter than most people. So they kept going. And then they just hired people. They put an ad in the paper. So they kept doing it. And they would pay on Friday, or pay at the end of the month. Yeah, you'll get your money. We'll pay you on Friday. We'll pay you at the end of the month. Yeah, don't worry. Yeah, here are our employees right here. They have 30 employees that would work with them and be like, yep, you're getting paid on Friday. By Tuesday, they would have lost their hair. And sorry. by Thursday. And usually they would last maybe at most 14, 13, 12 days or 11 days. So they'd be coughing up blood or whatever, or bleeding from the eyes or whatever. I'm not exactly sure. Anyway, it's really bad. And I'm not exactly sure what exactly the deal was, because everyone died